Even if he didn't kill him, he knows who killed him, and I really truly believe that he was there when they were killed.
The murders happened between 8:30 and 10:06 p.m. And 10:06 is when he calls the police.
It's the cover-up and the lies that you do after.
She confronted Alec on the day of the murders.
It just proves the conspiracy and that you knew you were doing something wrong.
Yeah. I don't know that Alec was a normal father in that state of mind with all of the stuff that was going on.
Thanks for watching the Carolina Justice Report today. I'm Rainey Romero with the lovely law firm. We are here for another Murdaugh update. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I am joined with our usual lovely ladies, Amy Lawrence and Sarah Austin, our attorneys. But today there's a new face, attorney Justin Lovely.
I'll go with that.
It was like Lovely and Justin
doing.
together, Justly.
That's one of my cousins, probably.
But I'm glad you're joining us today because it's usually the girls chatting about this.
Yeah.
But you're going to get to weigh in today, too, on some of the new details.
Yeah, they've been filling me in on all this crazy shit, so I had to come in and bring my perspective.
Welcome to the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Welcome to the rabbit hole. So, ladies, we talked about, the last episode with the Murdaugh, Amy had her whole notebook of just update after update after update. It's only been a few weeks since that update, but what's new? What's going on?
You want to talk about Albaz first? We're going to talk about Russell Laffitte. What are we going to talk about?
We got a trial going on.
We got a trial going on.
We do. We have the first trial of Russell Laffitte, which is a federal trial. He was the head of Palmetto State Bank, and he was acting as the conservator for Alex Murdaugh's victims, and he was loaning out money and spending, getting private planes, using the money for all kinds of stuff and not giving it to the client.
Right.
And so
This is the only federal trial, right?
This
There's
is
no
the
other
only
federal
federal trial at
charges
this
yet.
point. No,
They're all just like
right.
lying in wait, trying to figure out what's going to happen.
This is what I do love about federal cases. I wouldn't like it if I had to defend them, I guess. But like when it comes to criminal, they have them relatively very quickly. If they bother to bring charges, they've got their ducks in a row and they're ready to rock and roll. Let's do this. And the federal court system, criminally, civilly too, but really criminally even more so, is on a tight timeline. They keep these cases moving. And if there's going to be a trial, because there's federal criminal cases or trials are very rare, that they get them going very quickly.
Yeah. Are you saying that the trial has started or a date's been set?
Yep, it started Monday.
Started.
And he's been charged with, I think, 3 counts of misappropriating funds, bank fraud,
Wire fraud
and conspiracy. Mm-hmm. And so he's up there for a lot of...
And do they try all of that at once in one case, in one trial?
Yes.
Yeah. What's crazy is he has, we've not heard anything from Russell Laffitte since he was charged. And right before the weekend, before the trial started on Monday, he gave this interview to a family member who's supposedly a reporter. And he played I was duped by Alex Murdaugh too. But none of the evidence lines up with that narrative.
Yeah.
Well, his lawyers are teasing that they're going to drop, during his defense, they're going to drop some recordings of something.
Well, from what we understand, what they're saying, those recordings are that the bank knew what they were doing as a part of the scheme, which I'm not sure that really helps you. It just proves the conspiracy and that you knew you were doing something wrong.
Yeah, I think it just implicates other people.
Right, you're just dragging everybody with you.
Yeah. And I think from this...
Which I say drag them all.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing about this trial is, and it shouldn't be, that we're learning a lot about Alec and the murders in this trial.
Yeah. And timelines.
And timelines and things like that, because I guess the CFO, she's still the CFO of this law firm, which is crazy to me. Because they've rebranded and renamed, but they're still using the same CFO who missed millions of
same
dollars.
Lawyers, same everybody
stolen.
minus the Murdaugh name. Yeah.
But I guess she confronted Alec on the day of the murders about money that was missing. So the same day that the murders happened, she goes and confronts him and says, hey, we know that money's been missing. And
Serious money.
A lot of money.
Well, no, not a lot of money. A lot of money, but
a lot of money.
Not in the grand scheme of how much he stole.
Right.
Right? Because he stole millions and millions of dollars, but this amount was $792,000. And what was interesting to me was she didn't catch on until the way it worked was there was a co-counsel case, I guess, with Chris Wilson, who was
another lawyer
who there also was on the private plane. So I'm not sure how he fits in, but he's
all
I guess,
in it.
forthcoming with information. And so they had a case together. The client got their money in that case. And this $792,000 was just PMPED's attorney fee. So this was the money that they made off of that case.
It's a multi-million-dollar case.
The true money that they made off of that case. And Alec convinced Chris Wilson, that other attorney, to write the check to him directly instead of writing the check to the law firm. And that's when the law firm picked up that money was missing. It wasn't, we know from Gloria Satterfield and all that stuff was before this.
Pickney, right, yeah.
Way before June 2021. That's when they realized, when it sort of hit their bottom line, that they were missing $792,000, that they realized that it was being stolen.
I'd be so angry.
Which is insane.
And we always laugh because, you guys listen to us. We always talk about how Justin runs our trust account. He is a psycho about it.
Yeah.
And you have to be. As an attorney, you have to be a psycho about it. We always say that Justin Lovely would have a heart attack. He would never do that.
I would be fired.
So I told him, I said, just her and I were telling him at lunch, we were like, you need to get in on this because you understand trust accounting probably better than any of us. You've taken trust accounting school with the bar. Like, he takes it so seriously.
Well, and that's what's so bizarre about this whole thing is the bar's not coming in on all those lawyers. It makes absolutely no sense because that's what we're all taught is if you're off by a penny, one penny, you can lose your bar license. So that's why I'm so crazy about it. So, I'm looking at it. I'm triple checking what my attorneys do, everything coming in, coming out. My bank's looking over it. I have 2 virtual CPAs look at it, and then it's triple checked by my local Myrtle Beach CPA.
Wow.
So we miss nothing. And and then if you do miss anything or anything gets weird, you have to self-report that shit.
Yeah.
So this makes absolutely no sense.
You have to call the bar and say,
That's
I'm missing something, and this is what happened, and I'm giving, and
all the
reconcile
documentation
it. And it can't affect, if it affects your clients, you're done.
Yeah.
If they're easier on you when you mess up with your own money. But when you mess with the client's money, you're done.
And not reporting is a violation in and of itself. So you can't hide it. You have to reconcile everything. You have to keep track of all your settlement disbursements. You have to keep all your deposit slips. You have to keep all the copies of every check. You have to keep it all. Going in and going out. You have to reconcile every month.
I think the average person doesn't really, and it's a third-party reconciliation. So what we mean by that is so like this
Three-way.
Three-way. The best example of that is so let's say a settlement, and we're just going to use it for round numbers, is $100,000, right? We put $100,000 in under client X, or let's say under Sarah's name, she's the client. Under client Sarah, we got a $100,000 settlement. And of that $100,000 that went in, $100,000 exactly has to come out, right? So the attorney fees is taken out, and there's a check written to the lovely law firm for attorney's fees. Any costs that we have put forward, there's a lovely law firm check that is just for cost. If you have any outstanding medical bills or liens or health insurance liens, that money comes out, right? It's all accounted for. And then anything left over, down to the penny, would go to the client. And we have a disbursement sheet that they have to sign. We have to sign. Everybody gets a copy of it. And then our virtual CPAs look at it, double check our work to make sure we're good before we send any money out. And then our Myrtle Beach CPA looks at it. And then the attorney working on it as well looks at all those things on top of Justin. So there's a lot of hands in this pot that are double checking every penny is accounted for.
And then our clients are getting Justin's little spreadsheet also with a disbursement sheet that shows
accounts for
$100,000 in, $100,000 out, nothing left in trust for you. So it's very clear where all the money's going. And the fact that they didn't understand what was going on until 2021, when all they were missing was their attorney fee.
It's not true.
When life gets